Hey team, coming at you with some advice that's not official. It's not sanctioned, uh, but just some things I've learned over the years, which I think is mostly right. Um, leave it at that, I guess, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and it's certainly not something that we talk about a lot. You know, sometimes we used to never talk about dudes getting hurt or going to medical, and you were washing out if you were seeking some treatment. And then we started telling dudes to go get some medical treatment. Hey man, if you're hurt, go get some help. And then you hear from all the dudes who are crusty that they wish that they had done that, their whole career. Um, and even for myself, I can tell you, I wish I had not ground as hard as I did in the ways that I did, and I wish I would have slowed down and paid a little bit more attention, maybe to when some of those aches and pains. I probably could have prevented a few other things along the way. But I think where we're missing some things is some misinformation out there. Some dudes don't want to go to medical because they don't want a profile. Well, man, I was at the MTF today, and for a couple things, one of which was to get an x-ray of my right shoulder, and talking about some knee and some feet problems, and man, my neck is jacked up, and my left foot is still messed up, and I've been getting a lot more treatment over the course of the past year and a half, 2 years. Holy traffic. This is horrible. Than I have probably in my entire career, both mental and physical stuff. Um, and I'm not on a profile. I've been on a profile in the last 2 years. I think I was on a short profile maybe 2 years ago, but I go in and they ask me, man, do you want a profile? And I said, man, I can tell, based off of my position, I can tell myself to take it easy. So I don't need a profile to tell, my commander, my boss or whatever that I need to take it easy. I can do that myself. And so they haven't written one. I mean, fractured foot, no profile. Some pretty severe damage to my neck, no profile. Right shoulder, something is torn. So we're just in the initial process now, getting some imaging done and doing the physical therapy for the 6 weeks, and no profile. And I've talked to some providers, and that's why part of what I'm going to tell you is unofficial. And I'm not going to tell you not to go get seen or treated, man. If you're hurting, go get seen. If you don't want a profile, tell your provider that you don't need one, you don't want one. But be cautious if you do stuff like that, because you probably need something to give the me of your organization if you're trying to get excused from something. So don't be scared of getting a profile, but you can talk to your provider about the limitations that they think that you need on your profile. And what's been explained to me is if you are seeking a discharge from the military, right? If you think that the end state may be a medical evaluation board, then being on profile is important, right? And that would include, possibility of a medical retirement. Like that's important. If you're concerned about just being taken care of by the VA, a profile is not going to hinder that. So for me, at least for now, I'm not concerned about medical retirement. I would like to be in a position where the damage that's been done to my body, whether it was through my own ignorance or just training or wear and tear and things to be expected of when you put 80-pound rucks on and you're deploying and tumbling and rolling and doing all the awesome training that we do, your body takes a toll. And I would like the VA help take care of me, when things start falling apart down the road. So going to get seen and getting, because really even with the VA, considerations are like losing range of motion, right? Being unable to perform certain tasks or activities, especially in how that may impact your ability to function day to day, or in the types of occupations or jobs that you can perform. When that degrades, then that's kind of what everything is there for. And truth be told, I don't know, whatever. I think, you start putting some mileage on, and, we don't have new tires that we can just put on our feet, right? Or our hands and our shoulders. So we need to try to take care of ourselves. So if you are hurting, man, go get seen. Doing a ruck march and you twist a knee, man, don't be so stubborn that you won't get seen because you're worried about being on a profile. Take the profile if you need it to rehabilitate and getting yourself in a special reconditioning program, and get into physical therapy, get your imaging done, and take care of yourself and eat some Motrin if that's what the plan is. But I don't care if a dude goes and gets on a profile. That's just part of the nature of the training regimen that we have in the military. Is you're going to get hurt. And so I accept the fact that dudes are going to get injured, right? Or their body's going to wear out a little bit and they need a break. So when that happens, get yourself taken care of. Short term, man, maybe you're only on a profile for 1 or 2 months and you get back in the fight, man. That's all good. Long term, you need to make sure you're taking care of yourself so that the VA is taking care of you. And should you have an acute injury that warrants it, and you need to be medically retired because you cannot do this Army anymore, then Army will take care of you as you exit and transition. But if you don't ever go see the doctor, you're going to get what you get. I certainly don't think anybody needs to be abusing the system either, and I know that's an easy thing to kind of assume that people are out there doing, is abusing the system. If you honest to God feel that's the case, then you just get your first sergeant commander to talk to the MTF, talk to your PCM, and try to work through some stuff. But odds are that it's not happening. I'm sure some dudes are trying to ride some profiles or whatever, but their end state is probably not to be separated and collect a paycheck. Do those folks exist? I'm sure they do, man. I mean, we're people, for crying out loud. Man, just a couple of rambling thoughts for you. Coming to mind as I'm driving home, thinking about joints and ligaments, muscles, and brain stuff, whatever. We'll all get through it one way or another. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, man. We'll keep this conversation rolling. If you think somebody else out there needs to hear what we're talking about, then consider sharing this message out. Until then, man, y'all, you stay out there, keep grinding, and you stay still.